All right, so it's Friday, September 16th. We are like 99% done with the script for CIELO. After my first short film, 30 minutes, I really wanted to do something that was going to challenge myself in every way possible. I put together this behind the scenes video to give a look into some of the challenges and some of the ups of what it was like creating what I consider my first true short film. Today starts pre-production. We're doing all the planning, all the organizing. Kirby's doing the graphics for it right now for the Instagram. So we're gonna take you on a journey to see this whole thing made from start to finish. We are day 2 of pre-production. What's today?
Look at your dirty list.
All right, so we're day 2 on pre-production. We are currently driving around our hometown in Sweeney, Texas, because we need a field for the hardest scene of the movie to shoot. Everything about this scene is difficult. It's got action. We need a field. It's probably like the most acting intensive scene.
You have a gift, James.
One thing that I didn't think about until we started looking at these locations was getting power to a field to run your lights is pretty hard. With dirt, it's hard. So one of the first things that we did during pre-production was location scout. This script called for 5 different locations, which is pretty crazy because it's a 12-page script. Most short films are shot in 1, maybe 2 locations. Here's where I'm thinking for this apartment building, so he would go in right there. This apartment would theoretically be somewhere up there. There were some film festivals that I wanted to submit to, and we only had about 3 weeks from me writing the script to actually submitting to these. All right, so day 4 of location scouting. I think we locked down our coffee shop, which is right here. Shout out to Nick for hooking this one up. How you feel about the coffee shop, Nick?
Pretty good, you know.
It's gonna fit the story good?
It's like a brick square and has windows, has an espresso machine.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
All right, so what's today?
Thursday, 22nd.
Thursday, 22nd. I don't even know what day it is on our pre-production, like 5 or 6, but we're both very tired. So we just got our first
Self-tapes.
Yeah, self-tape reads of Oleg and Sam. I'm so excited. This is the first time that the words that were in my head are coming to life.
I assure you that nothing could be more real.
Like it should be impossible to continue without them.
We spent about a week and a half on pre-production. We did all of the location scouting. We did rehearsals with actors. We did all of the costume design. My good friend Tim was already working on the score during pre-production as well. Things were moving really, really smooth. But one of the biggest challenges that we had on this film was there was 2 fight scenes. With those fight scenes comes needing to have fight choreography done. So I reached out to John, who I'd worked with him, Victoria, and Juan on a previous project to see if they would be interested in helping me out with this film, and they were super pumped to do so. John and I kind of worked back and forth with the feel of the film and what we wanted the fighting to represent. And the main character, he's dealing with doubt and guilt, like maybe his father, he felt responsible for the death of his father or something like that. So in his dreams, doubt and guilt keep, showing up. John came up with a really good fight choreography for the end dream sequence.
James is caught in the middle of Juan and Victoria.
We all met up, kind of ran through a few things. He showed me what he was thinking, some weapons that he wanted to introduce, and I really just let them have free reign. After we locked down the fight choreography, we then needed to teach that to Harry. We met up with Harry on a separate day, and we ran through some basics of stunt fighting, and then we kind of introduced the choreography to him, just so he could kind of familiarize himself with the movements. After that, then we all got together with the stunt performers and Harry, and they really perfected the actual choreography. We went through it over and over and over again, and we created a previs over what we wanted the fight scene to look like. So basically a previs is just shooting it with your phone or whatever camera you have available, just to kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like for the end product and what angles you want to do. That way when you're there on set, you're not trying to figure out last minute things.
And then what was
Shoot day one. Sorry. Day one.
I'm uncomfortable. Shoot day one. What's going on?
Shooting in reverse. We're staging the very last shot, the very last scene. And we're working all the way backwards because it's supposed to be early morning. And he wakes up before early morning, so we have to shoot it backwards. So now we're staging the room for the last shot, trying to figure out what we want.
The room's pretty much ready. It's just hard to think in reverse. It's hard to think backwards because the B-roll and everything has to be like morning sunlight. But this is the end of the film. Not used to that. It's a learning process. But I would definitely like to kill myself.
Hey, best actor.
Yeah, this is behind the scenes of the winning short film at South by Southwest.
So production was pretty crazy. We wanted to shoot all 5 locations within 3 days. So that means we had to shoot multiple locations within 1 day.
Putting down vlog camera, picking up main camera.
With this scene right here, we wanted it to be an early sunrise scene, so we actually had to film the entire thing in reverse. We had to start with the last scene first and work our way back so that it looked like the sun was rising instead of setting. It's a wrap for seeing all the apartment scenes. Last scene, second scene, now we go shoot the Uber scene.
The man, the myth, the legend. Thank you for letting us borrow your home.
You're welcome anytime, you know, Mikasa, Sukasa.
It's a beautiful home
Thank you.
that we decided to use.
You know, I tried my best. I wanted to make sure that this place is ready for the movie, the short film, so that's the only reason why I chose this apartment, just for this.
No price they could pay. No one can possess you. Just break up, drink up that moonlight.
The alleyway scene was so tricky. The sun kept moving every single hour that we were there. It was really hard to get continuity within the lighting of the shots. So we had to move quick, and we also had to be at the coffee shop later that night to shoot the second scene for the day. I don't have much BTS footage from the coffee shop scene, but this was one of my most nerve-wracking scenes I've ever shot because it's the first time I've ever brought extras, and there was about 15 people there that were just, you know, there to support, and it was really cool, but really nerve-wracking. Wrap on day 2.
If it kills us, we're making a movie.
Wrap on day 2. How you feeling?
Day 3,
And day 3.
because it's 2 days. I feel good.
Yeah.
It is definitely 2:30 though.
Yep. 2:30. Sheesh.
Last day.
Last day. We getting it.
Star to share how you feel.
I feel good. The mosquitoes have taken half of my blood supply.
Day 3 was the most challenging day of filming I've ever had in my life up to this point. We had very few hours to get an entire fight scene from multiple angles, the most serious dialogue scene in the entire film. And the reason we were so pressed for time was because Harry, our lead actor, was literally moving to Los Angeles the next morning. So he had to leave set around 4 a.m. to be able to make it to the airport to fly to Los Angeles. Looking back on this project, I think I learned more on this one short film than I've learned on any other video project that I've ever been a part of. We were lucky enough to get into several different film festivals and even win a couple of awards. When I rewatch the film now, I can definitely see where improvements on story, character development, and portraying how I saw the character in my head and how I think he should have evolved. I see where I could have done that better. And for my next films, I really want to do better at having the character connect with the audience. Thank you so much for watching this. This was a behind the scenes look at my short film, CIELO. Stay tuned for many more films to come.